It's some weird-looking new age cars, and they're supposed to be super fast, and I think they are. It's a little bit of anybody and everybody here.
Mallory Gulley, once known as the fearless money girl on Street Outlaws Memphis, was destined for greatness in the world of street racing. Born into a family steeped in racing history, Mallory quickly became a fan favorite, proving her skill and determination behind the wheel. But then, without warning, she disappeared from the spotlight. Fans were left heartbroken, wondering why this rising star vanished so suddenly. So, what happened to Mallory? And why did she step away from the very world she was meant to conquer? This is her story. The hidden world of street racing. When Street Outlaws first aired on June 10, 2013, it took a hidden world of street racing and blasted it into the public eye. Led by Justin Big Chief Shearer, the show offered a raw, unfiltered look at a subculture that most people had only heard whispers about. Street racing had always been a secretive, adrenaline-charged world, primarily known to local racers and passionate car enthusiasts. But the show brought all of that to the mainstream, giving viewers across the nation an inside look at high-speed races, fierce rivalries, and drivers with personalities just as intense as the cars they raced. Before Street Outlaws hit the airwaves, street racing was something you'd find in quiet back roads or tucked-away corners, mostly hidden from the public eye. It was an underground culture that thrived in secrecy. But Street Outlaws brought it into the spotlight, showing the world the thrill of high-speed racing right on the streets of Oklahoma City. Viewers were treated to more than just fast cars tearing up the pavement. They saw racers pushing the boundaries of speed with their custom-built machines. The show wasn't just about racing, it was about the intense personalities behind the wheel, with drama unfolding both on and off the track, making every race more than just a race. Street racing on public roads is both illegal and perilous. Yet the show expertly showcased the heart-pounding rush, intense rivalries, and the high-stakes environment that come with racing at breakneck speeds. The fast-paced action, along with jaw-dropping dramatic moments, pulled viewers in, leaving them eagerly awaiting each episode. Street Outlaws quickly became a must-watch for fans of speed, cars, and the unpredictable characters who fuel the excitement of underground racing. It wasn't just about the cars, it was about the personalities that made every race feel like a thrilling battle for supremacy on the streets. The show uncovered a side of car culture that had been hidden for years, transforming it from a niche hobby into a cultural phenomenon that captivated fans everywhere. Street Outlaws did more than entertain viewers. It introduced unforgettable personalities who made the show exciting and worth watching. But among all the racers and big characters, one driver stood out specially. What made her different from the rest? Why did so many viewers keep hoping to see her back on screen, behind the wheel? Let's find out. More than just money girl. When Mallory Gulley first stepped onto the scene of Street Outlaws Memphis, she was quickly dubbed Money Girl, a nickname that was tied to her father's success in the racing world. However, there was far more to Mallory than just her family's wealth. Born into a family steeped in both racing and business, with her father, Kenneth Gulley, being a well-known figure in the street racing community, Mallory didn't rely on her family's name to get ahead. Instead, she had the passion, drive, and skills needed to earn her place on the show. From the moment Mallory stepped onto the scene, it was obvious she wasn't just another name tied to her family's legacy. She had a mission: to prove herself as a top contender in the street racing world. While many might have relied on their family's connections to make a name for themselves, Mallory wasn't interested in taking shortcuts. She entered the competition with one goal in mind: to race with skill, to earn respect, and to stand out on her own terms. Mallory wasn't content with being known just for who she was related to. She was determined to show everyone that she had the talent and drive to succeed on her own. And that's exactly what she did. Right from the start, Mallory showed everyone that she was more than just a pretty face in the crowd. She had a deep understanding of racing and wasn't afraid to jump in with the big names. Mallory's confidence and determination set her apart from many others, proving she wasn't just a product of her family's success, but a force to be reckoned with on the streets. She quickly established herself as someone who was in it to win, eager to make a name for herself in the world of high-speed racing. Mallory came to Street Outlaws against all odds, competed, and earned the respect she deserved by performing beyond expectations. But what led to the creation of the show that showcased her talent? What happened before Memphis was born, and how did it become the platform that fueled Mallory's growth? Now, let's explore the expansion of a racing phenomenon from underground racing to TV sensation. The success of Street Outlaws was almost instant, quickly catching the eye of producers who recognized the untapped potential in the Oklahoma City crew. The team's unique street racing culture, which had been largely underground, was a goldmine for television. Through the Midwest Street Cars website, Pilgrim Studios discovered the crew and fast-tracked the idea into a reality TV series for the Discovery Channel. This move turned their underground world into a spectacle, bringing intense street racing and larger-than-life personalities into living rooms across America. As the show's popularity soared, so did the intensity of the challenges. The cast, once carefree, now faced mounting pressure and serious concerns over the risks of racing on public roads. With the increasing spotlight on the legality and safety of these street races, it became clear that something had to change. In response, Street Outlaws made a pivotal shift, moving races to safer, controlled environments. They introduced strict safety protocols, ensuring the protection of both the drivers and the entire crew, so that the thrilling races could continue without jeopardizing anyone's well-being. Soon after, the show experienced a new wave of excitement with the rise of Memphis. J.J. DeBoss and his team introduced a fresh dynamic that added an entirely new flavor to the show. Unlike the Oklahoma crew, Memphis wasn't just about the fastest cars. It was about the family bond and loyalty that defined their racing style. Their approach was emotionally charged, with every race feeling like a personal battle, full of deep connections and street rules that set them apart. Memphis brought something truly special to the table, racing with heart, where every win or loss was more than just about speed. It was about pride, family, and honor. This shift helped Street Outlaws grow even further, creating more drama and excitement that viewers couldn't resist. Though Street Outlaws wasn't the original plan, it grew from the world of local street racing, eventually leading to the successful show. But what were Mallory's early days in the racing world like? Was it easy from the start, or did she learn with the help of others? Now, let's uncover the rise of a street racing phenomenon. From pressure to victory. Mallory's entry into street racing was far from a smooth ride. In her early days, she faced immense pressure, countless challenges, and an uphill battle to prove herself. Joining Team Memphis, she was quickly thrown into fierce competition, racing against some of the most seasoned drivers in the business. It didn't take long for her to realize that being part of a renowned family wouldn't guarantee success. She had to work tirelessly, earn respect, and prove her worth in the track, every single race. There were moments of self-doubt and struggles as Mallory faced the harsh realities of the racing world. The competition was fierce, and it wasn't always easy to keep up. But what set Mallory apart was her determination and the strong support system she had behind her. With figures like JJ, Trisha, and her father, Kenneth, guiding her, she always had someone in her corner, offering advice, support, and encouragement when the road got tough. As Mallory continued racing, she steadily built her confidence and honed her skills. Each race offered her valuable lessons, helping her grow more comfortable and capable behind the wheel. Her dedication began to pay off as she secured a few key victories, proving to both her fans and fellow competitors that she was no longer just the money girl. Instead, she had transformed into a fierce and determined contender, earning the respect she deserved on the streets. The racing world was starting to take her seriously. What made Mallory truly stand out was her genuineness. Unlike other racers who might have relied on their fame or status, Mallory proved that she didn't need any of that to succeed. She was humble, eager to learn, and always willing to put in the effort to improve. Fans were drawn to her for this very reason. She was real, and she earned her respect the hard way. As Mallory grew into the role of a top racer, she demonstrated that her place on the streets was well-earned. Before Mallory made a name for herself in the racing world, what were her beginnings like? Could her early life have shaped the strength that helped her overcome fear and become such a formidable force in racing? Let's find out. From ordinary beginnings to the fast lane. Mallory Gulley was born on December 31, 1996, in Jonesboro, Arkansas, into a world where speed and racing were not just hobbies, but a way of life. Her father, Kenneth Gulley, was a well-known figure in the street racing scene and owned the popular Gulley Garage. This meant that from the moment Mallory arrived, she was surrounded by the roar of powerful engines and the adrenaline-filled world of racing. Growing up, she was immersed in this high-speed environment, which ignited a lifelong passion for the sport, and it became a part of who she was, right down to her core. Mallory's journey goes beyond the racetrack. Although her love for cars and racing was undeniable, she refused to let it be the only thing that defined her. She understood that to truly shape her future, she needed more than just speed and adrenaline. With unwavering focus, Mallory balanced her passion with a strong commitment to her education. She pursued her studies at Arkansas State University, determined to excel in more than one area. Graduating with pride, Mallory's decision to prioritize her academics alongside her racing dreams showed her dedication to building a well-rounded, successful future, proving that she was capable of achieving greatness in various fields. Mallory wasn't content with simply being known as Kenneth's daughter or just another racer. She wanted more. She wanted to prove that she could stand on her own, both on and off the track. She didn't want to just ride the coattails of her father's success. Instead, she set out to create her own identity and prove that she had the drive, skill, and ambition to succeed in her own right. By balancing academics with racing, Mallory showed that she could handle both worlds, carving her own path and setting herself up for a future full of possibilities. Her story isn't just about family legacy or the thrill of racing. It's about self-discovery, hard work, and the courage to forge ahead. Regardless of expectations, Mallory's background, combined with her strong determination, earned her a worthy place in the racing world, where she showcased her talent on the Memphis platform. But how fair is the Memphis crew to its members, including Mallory? Does the crew nurture its talents, or do they exploit them for personal gain? Let's uncover the astonishing details. Racing with heart, loyalty, and unbreakable family bonds. The Memphis crew brought a unique energy to Street Outlaws that truly set them apart from the Oklahoma City crew. While the Oklahoma group adhered to a rigid rank-based system, the Memphis team was more like a close-knit family. Under the leadership of the charismatic and well-respected J.J. Dabos, they thrived on trust, loyalty, and camaraderie. Racing wasn't just about winning money for them. It was about pride, passion, and the love of the sport. Their bond went beyond the track, with each member supporting one another through thick and thin, proving that for Memphis, racing was as much about heart as it was about speed. For J.J. Dabos and his crew, racing wasn't just about speed. It was a test of resilience and nerve, racing against the odds on treacherous streets. Each race was more than a contest. It was a battle for respect, where family loyalty and honor took precedence over simply winning. The true victory lay in holding your ground, showing strength in the face of danger, and staying true to those who had your back. Every team member had a vital role, not just in the race, but in building a close-knit family that supported one another through thick and thin, both on the track and in life. This sense of unity gave the Memphis crew a unique energy. Their racing wasn't just about the cars or the money. It was about showing the world that family and loyalty came first. In their eyes, every race was an opportunity to show that the bond they shared was stronger than anything else. They raced not just for victory, but to honor each other and prove their place on the streets. With J.J. DeBoss at the helm, the Memphis crew took on every challenge with heart and soul, racing together as a family, always ready to back each other up. Beyond the Memphis crew's image as a close and loyal family, where each member seems valued and treated fairly, what could have made Mallory step away from it all? Was she betrayed by the very people she raced beside? Or did she have personal reasons for wanting a life beyond the crew? Let's uncover the devastating details. The mystery of Mallory's disappearance. When Mallory Gulley unexpectedly vanished from Street Outlaws, Memphis, fans were left in suspense, buzzing with curiosity. Speculation ran wild. Some thought the intense pressure of high-stakes racing had taken its toll, while others hinted at possible legal troubles connected to the show. However, the true story behind her departure was far less complicated. In reality, Mallory was simply struggling to juggle multiple challenging roles in her life. It wasn't the drama fans imagined, but rather the everyday reality of trying to keep everything in balance. At the time, she was also enrolled at Arkansas State University, working hard to earn her degree while being heavily involved in her family's business ventures, which included bail bonds and towing. Alongside this, she was still committed to her racing career. Trying to keep all of these aspects of her life in balance became overwhelming. The stress of juggling everything, school, family, and racing, took a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. In time, Mallory chose to step away from public attention and think seriously about what came next in her life. It was not because of gossip, conflict, or any shocking issue. Her choice came from a quiet sense of duty and maturity. She wanted to give more time to her studies, build a strong future, and be present for the responsibilities waiting for her at home. That choice showed growth, wisdom, and clear purpose. This move showed her maturity and real-world understanding. Sometimes, the pressure of chasing multiple dreams can be too much, and it's essential to take a step back and reassess. By choosing to take control of her life and focus on the long term, Mallory showed that there's more to her than just being a street racer. Her commitment to her future and her family was always at the core of her journey, even if it meant temporarily stepping away from the limelight that many fans were so eager to see her in. Mallory made the difficult decision to step away from the Memphis crew due to the pressures of personal growth and life's demands. But where could she be now? And is there still a chance for her to return to the very show that made her famous? Now, let's dive into what happened to the racing star. The quiet life after Street Outlaws. Even after stepping away from Street Outlaws, Memphis, Mallory Gulley, hasn't completely vanished from the public eye. Fans, who once eagerly followed her every move on the show, still check her social media, hoping for a glimpse of her return. But instead of continuing to live in the spotlight, Mallory has shifted her focus towards personal priorities, particularly family time and work. While she no longer races on the show, her connection to the racing world is far from severed. Mallory continues to attend racing events and remains a strong supporter of her father's work in the racing community, proving that her love for the sport hasn't faded. As Mallory has become more private, whispers have emerged about her life off-screen. There have been rumors that she quietly married, though this hasn't been confirmed publicly. Her social media presence has significantly dropped, with fewer updates and posts, leading fans to speculate about her personal life. But Mallory is still living her life to the fullest, just without the constant attention of the cameras. Although Mallory is no longer competing on the show, she's managed to strike a satisfying balance between her family, racing, and personal ambitions. Her family's business, especially her father's contributions, is a significant part of her world, and she remains deeply invested in it. While her racing career is no longer as visible as it once was, Mallory's love for the sport hasn't faded. She may be pursuing other paths now, but the fire that once drove her on the track still burns brightly, showing that her heart remains connected to racing, even if it's not in the spotlight. Fans are still holding on to the hope that Mallory will return to Street Outlaws, Memphis. Despite her absence, they continue to believe she might come back in the future, though no one knows for sure. Her journey is far from over, and even though it's quieter right now, her next move remains a mystery. Could she return to the world of racing, or has she chosen to step away from the limelight and find a new path? Only time will reveal whether she'll come back to the spotlight or embrace a new chapter in her life. The story is still unfolding, and fans are eager to see what happens next. Outro. So, what do you think about Mallory leaving the Memphis crew? Could she build a better career on her own? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.